The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome. This is TV1 News. I'm Marisela Kelaton.
And I'm Tracy Pat. Join me later for sports.
In this edition, appeal for Maranja Village to rebuild a livelihood, economic impact projects for Samurai Murua, and Remembrance Day Golf Challenge underway. The tuna Persena called wind Typhoon number 707 beached on Amir Island at the Matarausi Beach at 2:39 a.m. on Wednesday, July 10th. At 11 a.m. the same day, a PNG Navy boat arrived on scene with Provincial Police Commander Albert Belli confirming that a Navy officer inspected the wrecked fishing vessel before leaving for Lombrum in Manus. Just like many other islands in New Ireland, Amir Island has turquoise blue seas, white sandy beaches, and a diverse marine ecosystem. Amir also played a crucial role during World War II when the U.S. Navy constructed and operated a base there. PPC Belli drew attention to the oil spill that spread over the southern parts of Amir following the incident. He said before the vessel owner can move the ship away, the owner must consider settling all the damages and associated costs incurred to the 6 communities of Amir Island. Details into the grounding of the vessel will be released after the conclusion of respective investigations. A recent conflict in Yanguru Sausia district in East Sepik that occurred on the 4th of July has left the entire village of Marambanja in ashes. Over 100 families have been left homeless. An appeal has been launched to help bring relief supplies to alleviate the suffering, restore homes, and help bring back some normalcy before the affected communities can rebuild their lives. With the assistance of Yanguru Sausia member Richard Maru, an internally displaced people's camp has been established with efforts made to bring normalcy back to the Marambanja community. Those leading the relief effort have thanked Minister Maru for being proactive and have stated commitment to working with him to help affected families. There is a peace and mediation committee set up, and its responsibility is to exclusively bring relief and rehabilitation to those affected.
I'm hoping that they will be able to deliver a formal peace agreement within the next 2 weeks. This is very, very important because without reaching agreement between the, if you like, the warring parties, we will not be able to firmly re-establish the Marambanja village and start work on restoring the village and brings people's life to normal. This will include building houses again. So while we are working on the relief assistance, we are working also concurrently on a peace deal that will broker peace.
The committee assures that the initiatives are endorsed by MP Maru.
Currently, the situation on the ground is it's slowly going back. The displaced people, the women, children, and young teenagers, they're slowly moving into the camp that was set up by good Minister Richard Maru. They are finding it because security is available. They got food staff there. The settlement is slowly getting people in.
Furthermore, relief committees have been set up in Port Moresby, Ley, Kimber, Lihir, and Rabaul. The committees are working together for a coordinated response along with MP Maru. In addition, donation points have been established for those that would like to donate items such as tools,
hardware materials, clothing items, food, kitchen utensils, and even financial donations. A bank account specifically for funds donations has been opened in Port Moresby. Meantime, security has been restored through the presence of 10 police officers in Maranja, and some food and non-food relief supplies have been delivered to the affected families.
Church leaders who have their church structures still standing at the Bushwara 9-mile area in Port Moresby are urged to remove their structures.
As the eviction exercise at the Bushwara area in 9 Mile continues into day 6, church structures were the only ones untouched. Instead, Assistant Commissioner of Police Acting Commander NCD in Central, Peter Guinness, has urged church leaders to remove them. Guinness said members and leaders of the Seventh-day Adventist Church voluntarily removed their church structure. ACP Guinness said 3 other church buildings belonging to different denominations are still intact and he isn't pleased. ACP Guinness said these leaders must understand that it's a court order that demands for all structures erected, regardless what they are. Occupying the land portions in question must be removed. Said police officers and the sheriff's office will not be held accountable. He said police officers in the sheriff's office will not be held liable for not properly enforcing the court order. Therefore, they are asking church leaders to remove respective church buildings. ACP Guinness added that enough awareness had been given and everyone has moved out. The churches must also do the same. Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
With the inception of the new court appeal that is pending legislation before its implementation, there is a bigger need to recruit and at the same time train legal office holders who will be running the court. Secretary for National Judicial Staff Services Nicodemus Mosoro said with his appointment he has plans in place to ensure legal office holders are given proper training to run the court.
Having been in the executive government for over 18 years, new Secretary for the National Judicial Staff Services, Nicodemus Mosoro, has prepared in advance to run the office, especially administrative matters. Mosoro takes over from Jack Carrico. During his swearing-in ceremony at the Government House on Tuesday, Mosoro said with the inception of the new Court of Appeal, he has plans in place to ensure the legal office holders, including the lawyers and judges, are properly trained before running the court.
How many more staff do we need in terms of training them and all that? Because this is a new court system. Not only the staff, but the court users, the lawyers, the practitioners, the probation officers, the parole officers, the whole.
Mosoro said he will look into upgrading the legislation and the administrative component and the policy as well.
Legislation, but the administrative component and the policy as well. That's the role of the Secretary for National Judicial Staff Services, to be the ambassador of the third arm of government, to walk around Waigani and get those answers.
He also has plans to look into the welfare and well-being of judges, which is a key priority.
Welfare and well-being of the judges is imperative and high priority for me. It's paramount.
Minister for Justice Pilla Niningiri reaffirmed that with Mosoro's vast experience, the judiciary looks forward to seeing new changes leading to the implementation of the new court structure.
Mr. Mosoro is taking up his role, and I know his work ethics that I'm sure he will help us to get through.
Resipa, TV1 News.
The Kerawagi District Development Authority yesterday signed an MOU with the Mama Bank Limited, making a breakthrough to have presence in the Highlands region after having only agent services in Goroka, Eastern Highlands. It is a mutual collaboration for both the Mama Bank and the Kerawagi District to reach the unbanked population, as well as create opportunities for MSME businesses in the district.
Director for Mama Bank Limited, Noel Noriku, was pleased about the advancement of the bank's move into the Highlands. Yesterday, Mama Bank Limited signed an MOU with the Kerawagi District Development Authority.
Tari MP Marape's willing to take us all the way to Tari, but how can we be able to just go past all the other provinces in between? And really God has answered our prayer. And now we have Simbu, Kerawagi district coming on deck. I just landed there on the border of Juaka, and they work together. So at least we are on this side. Then we go through Juaka and Western Islands.
Noriku explained that in terms of collaborating with DDAs, this is not the first time in providing microfinance and literacy training at the basic business level. However, there's a lot of cost to cover in order for them to go out there. So with Kerawagi DDA coming on board, it is indeed a welcome gesture.
We will provide a normal banking, but as much as possible, we would like to make impact into the rural area, the village population, where they must enjoy the banking services. It's a one-sided activity whereby the customers go, stand in the queue. You know all the stories about the banks. Most of us are bankers, so we are customers to a bank. And so to partner and to work through the process, learning from each other's weaknesses, strengths, and taking on from there is the way forward.
Meanwhile, the member for Kerawagi expressed that though there are the commercial banks as well as the National Development Bank, their way of doing business are not always customer-friendly or conducive to the rural unbanked people.
So it's not that we are going away from them, but we are trying to to find a way to get an institution like Mambeng or some credit facility where it's going to be customer-friendly so that they can able to do business. Now, small people can able to find easy access to business.
Mr. Sione committed 1 million kina to assist in the establishment of the Mama Bank in the district. The DDA also committed to allocating space for the bank to start on its activities. Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
You're watching TVWAN News. Among stories after the break, the Samarimura DDA announces implementation plans, and later in sports, Remembrance Day Golf Challenge gets underway. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
He loves the Maroons. He loves the Blues. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Lager, Bungim Yumi.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
Welcome back. The United States Agency for International Development has announced about 14 million kina in funding to bolster disaster preparedness in Papua New Guinea. The announcement was made on Tuesday, 16 July by Michael Schaffer, USAID Assistant Administrator of the Bureau for Asia during an interagency U.S. government delegation visit to PNG. The delegation, led by Admirals Samuel Paparo, commander of the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command, included officials from the White House National Security Council, the State Department, the Department of Defense, and USAID. The funds will support USAID's partner, the International Organization for Migration, in enhancing local government capabilities to perform rapid disaster assessments and implement effective disaster management strategies. The Samarai Mura District Development Authority have announced implementation plans for 3 economic impact projects for the district under their Economic Development Stimulus Strategy. Chairman of the DDA and member for Samarai Mura, Isi Henry Leonard, also announced that the DDA has engaged 2 former public servants, Ambassador Joshua Kalino and Dr. Warilea Yamo, to implement the strategy.
The 3 economic impact projects under the Economic Development Stimulus Strategy are in ecotourism and carbon trade, fishing, and alluvial and hard rock mining. The Samarai Mura District Development Authority Board approved funding for these projects at a special board meeting held in Alotau on Friday, 21st June.
So we are addressing a lot of issues. We stimulate our economy in the district. Using whatever resource, farm district that we got, use a joint venture partnership, we stimulate district economic programs. So we don't have to wait for government to give us funding. We use our resource that the people own, and with the district funding support, we stimulate district development, economic district development programs. Stimulate it.
The district's ecotourism and carbon trade project will be located on Woodlark Island. Investment funds have been secured with partners in Dubai and the United States. The project is an attempt by the district to implement the country's commitment to the international agenda on sustainable development goals. Furthermore, on the fisheries and marine resources front, the board endorsed a 5-year program to develop and improve income and livelihoods of thousands of fishing families and communities through sustainable use of their fishery and marine resources. Meanwhile, the DDA board has approved to allocate 8 million kina to the Samarai Mura District Development Company, Kubwana Limited, to partner with investors to develop the district's resource potential. Former public servants, Ambassador Joshua Kalino and Dr. Warilea Yamo, are engaged with the DDA to implement the district's ambitious strategy.
I think the member and his DDA, the presidents, are very innovative, I would say. You've heard a member explain about his ideas and the ideas of the DDA. I call this thinking outside of the box. And the members sometimes talk to me about it, but he didn't mention it, but he's a very strong promoter of thinking outside of the box. So I'm excited to be part of his team.
In order to facilitate the implementation of the stimulus strategy, the DDA board has approved funds to rehabilitate basic infrastructure facilities at Misima, the district capital. This includes the airport regrading and upgrade program.
Furthermore, MP Leonard announced that funding of 1.7 million kina from the district to be allocated to Mama Bank for the district's tuition fees assistance program. Since 2018, the district has been assisting children of the district pay their way through various tertiary-level institutions, ensuring they have one less obstacle on the road to achieving their dreams.
Your people. You must train, they must be skilled, they must be knowledgeable, and they must be equipped with the experience and knowledge that they will now use to bring development in the respective LOGs and the wards. So for me, I put that as priority since day one. And we have been paying full, 100% school fees. We are willing to partner with anyone. We have an idea that you want us to partner with. Because we believe in partnership in most of our engagement with DDAs, provincial governments, NGOs, and social, those guys were involved with social sectors.
Local companies involved in downstream processing need to be supported. While Warrior District in Moresby Province has backed this statement by giving 12,000 kina to a local coffee and cocoa manufacturer called PNG Hunters.
The Marape Rosso government has always stressed on the importance of downstream processing of resources in the country. Instead of harvesting, cutting down or mining PNG's resources, then moving them overseas to be processed, the government has been encouraging citizens to process raw materials themselves and to replace imports where possible. Member for Wawaria, Mash Narewe, underscored the need to support local companies when presenting 12,000 kina to PNG Solar Dry Limited.
We have companies, SMEs in Papua New Guinea, who are actually into downstream processing, and they have not been recognized by the government. So the people of Wawaria, through the DDA and board, we have recognized PNG Solar Dry Limited as one of the SME and one of the downstream processing company right here in Moresby Province. Coffee that they get to do the processing is from Wow, in a village called Kwembu village in Biangai tribe. That makes it special because our coffee that we produce in Wow has been brought into Ley and downstream into coffee and sold in shops. So we would like to support that effort for PNG Solar Dry, and we will continue more in partnership. And maybe later PNG Solar Dry will go in partnership with Wawara DDA, and we will produce our own coffee, maybe called Wow Coffee or Biaru Coffee later. But that is the first step of our partnership with a local PNG-owned SME downstream processing company based here in Ley, Moresby Province. We don't have to look far. So we are supporting them. We are asking the other DDAs and the provincial governments to look to support those downstream SMEs based here in our province. Thank you. And now I would like to present a check of 12,000 kina to the representative of that company. Okay, and maybe later PNG Solar Dry will go in partnership with Wawara DDA, and we will produce our own coffee, maybe called Wow Coffee or Biaru Coffee.
Narewe further called on the other 9 districts of Moresby, including the provincial government, to back local companies. Kamela Gware, TVWAN News, Ley.
And now a look at the finance news. The kina closed lower at $0.2593 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, kina was buying $0.2518 US, $0.3694 Australian dollars, $0.2235 euro, and 39.54 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, cocoa, copper, crude oil, and copper closed higher, while coffee and palm oil closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. You're watching TV1 News. We'll bring you stories from abroad when we come back. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy paid units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Add your kakarook, get up a big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Open hands.
All Mama Flame is not all same.
Me say you sing flame flower long one yem. Me say me Kim Kai Kai belong family belong me. You go more yet.
Man belong me say like flower balls belong me what them kawa war na spring onion. All pikinini belong me say like him to mas pineapple donut me say walk him lo house. They make kumu mix him what them cow na karamapim long flower.
Tasty hash browns.
Time is Kelly one time wala harpela Kai Kai. Me say kissing more Kai Kai long all get a toya mi tromoy one time flame flower.
You enough making more one time flame flower.
Enjoy life when we're working together, making happy memories that last forever. Hiding, talk, young or old, a scale family meal with home. We'll bring out the smiles cause it's our favorite reminds. Tennessee cola, scale rise, long scale price. Tennessee cola, scale rise, long scale price. Amber, you like it?
Welcome back. In news across the region, preparations are underway for the upcoming Pacific Islands Forum Leaders Meeting in Nuku'alofa, Tonga. The event is set for 26 to 30 August. With just 6 weeks to go, Tonga's government is pushing to finish its preparations. The government says they're pushing to complete construction of prefab houses before the first week of August. Australia has offered 2 airplanes for the round-trip flights within Tonga Islands during the forum. Documents obtained by the ABC reveal some pathologic companies engaged in systematic routing at the height of the COVID pandemic. The documents were obtained under Freedom of Information laws after a 3-year battle with the Department of Health and Aged Care. In one instance, a single doctor billed Medicare for 21,000 tests in a day.
Queuing for a COVID test was a regular feature of life in a pandemic. But some people's text message results showed more than just their COVID status. Tests for other viruses like flu and RSV were also being run and billed to Medicare. It's called co-claiming, and documents obtained under Freedom of Information laws show it was among the potential Medicare frauds by some private pathology companies at the height of the pandemic.
It was quite inappropriate, it wasn't part of the rules, and they're just trying to make more and more money.
The documents also show concerns about cost shifting, where doctors or clinics billed Medicare instead of state government joint programs, and doctors with extremely high testing rates. One requested 21,000 tests in a single day. That's $1.5 million worth of tests billed to Medicare.
It looks to me as if it's systematic rorting. That is, the companies are trying to manipulate the rules, trying to maximise their profits when they're being paid handsomely already.
Peak Body Australian Pathology denies claims of rorting and says some pathologists were forced to bill Medicare when states refused to pay.
There has never been any significant findings of Medicare non-compliance against members of Australian pathology during the period.
The documents also raise questions about oversight of the $2.3 billion testing program. The Health Department received 47 tip-offs to its fraud hotline. In response, it wrote warning letters to the companies involved. The department says this isn't all it did, but it didn't elaborate, and it says its consideration of its compliance regime is ongoing.
ABC Investigations has revealed how a sovereign citizen group is using a fake court to justify attempting to kidnap children involved in custody disputes. The group has been harassing families, judges, police, and businesses across the country with bogus legal claims. One man who has been targeted by the group has told the ABC that he lives in fear that his children will be taken.
Delaney has been on the run since last year when she was arrested for driving an unregistered vehicle. An ABC investigation has revealed how a sovereign citizen group she co-founded has been using a fake court to harass government and court officials across the country.
Sovereigns don't believe they need to follow the law of the land. They can start at a very minor level. It can stretch, in this case, to creating your own common law court. Where can it go next?
Namdaka Dalai Australis, or NDA, views itself as the supreme legal authority in Australia.
So it says here penalty provisions for a period of no more than a term of life imprisonment without parole and with hard labour.
Miss Delaney lost custody of her two sons in 2022 for not following family court orders. She's been using NDA to try and get them back from their father, Scott Murran.
Sounds like they're going to come and get me and lock me up.
Scott Murran lives in fear. He says strangers have approached his son and a car associated with Miss Delaney's group has staked out their home.
My youngest has constant and recurring nightmares of being taken. His dreams are that somebody is going to put a bag over his head and take him off his bike. And, you know, he's only an 11-year-old child.
This group is dangerous. It appears that they've already engaged in serious threatening and potentially violent behaviour. They need to be taken seriously.
A person linked to NDA has been charged in a separate child kidnapping case. The group claims to be targeting people in more than a dozen other family court matters. Police are investigating the group's activities.
As bitter winter temperatures set in, a collection on churches in northeast Victoria have opened their doors to the homeless as part of the Wangaratta Night Shelter project. The denominations are working together to house those sleeping rough.
The streets of Wangaratta are a cold place to be sleeping overnight, with temperatures regularly dropping below zero in winter. It's a reality which is all too familiar for Eve Davis, who spent 4 years outside of a permanent home as a single mum. She remembers the moment she was able to find a home with her children.
I couldn't comprehend it. I thought, no, this must be the wrong house. It was just a blessing.
The Wangaratta Night Shelter is an initiative which sees 6 different churches of varying denominations open up their doors to people experiencing homelessness.
Knowing that you've got a safe place, and that's what I hear from a lot of the people that come here, you know, they feel safe.
It all started 6 years ago when local pastor Di Dersma saw a need to get those sleeping rough into the warm.
We knew people that were sick on the streets, that were in terrible situations, and we just had to do something to bring a change to that.
As temperatures plummet, she says empty churches were an untapped resource.
And so if what we have is empty buildings and we have meals that we can make together and we have community, then let's use that.
Each night of the week, a different church or community centre opens its doors, including a Methodist church, community church and a uniting church. While in the past this kind of collaboration might have been unheard of, volunteers are proud their local parishes are working together.
I think it's great. Church buildings aren't used at night time. They're warm. Generally they've got kitchens, toilets, all that sort of stuff. That's all you need.
We would love to see other communities look at what we're doing and say we could do this in our community. One, this could be you who is homeless, but also this could be you as a community that responds to homelessness in your area.
A novel idea which could help the vulnerable around the country. Jason Kitsaris, ABC News, Wangaratta.
14 leaders from the Pacific Islands Forum are attending the Palm 10 meeting in Japan this week. Over the next 2 days, the attending leaders will hold bilateral meetings with Japanese Foreign Minister Fumio Kishida. The main topics of interest for the Pacific Island countries will include climate change, fisheries, and development support from Japan. Meantime, with concerns surrounding the release of treated wastewater from the disabled Fukushima nuclear plant into the Pacific Ocean, The forum has requested that the Fukushima issue be made a standing item on the PALM agenda. Thanks for watching. Sports is next. Tracy will be back with some exciting news in sports when we return.
Hardware House is more than just a store. It is where quality meets affordability, where culture is proudly celebrated. Spanning 9 provinces, we pride ourselves in offering top-notch customer support and services. We're more than just a store. We're more than a brand. We are Hardware House.
New Fabuloso multi-purpose cleaner with an irresistible fragrance that lasts all day long, creating a field of flowers in every corner of your home with an irresistible fragrance that lasts and lasts all day long. Fabuloso irresistible fragrance.
At the PNG LNG project, we are proud of our long-standing partnership with the Kumuls, as they represent the hopes and aspirations of so many Papua New Guineans. Rugby league is more than just a sport. It promotes our shared values of leadership, teamwork, respect, personal integrity, and excellence. Lessons learnt on the pitch carry on throughout life and go beyond serving ourselves.
For more than the life we've known, there is more to what the future holds. You be holy, man, no walk one time. Oh, 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 oh. We dare to believe in incredible things. Oh, 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 oh. With money plus we're ready to go.
The 4th edition of the Mail Review magazine is out now. It covers the total performance of Marapa governance, capturing the work of different government departments and ministries. The stories published in the magazine are written in the simplest context for readers to understand. Get your copy today. Call Mail Research and Marketing Consultants at 342-1069 or email the Mail Review magazine at gmail.com. The Mail Review magazine, your guideline to national insights.
Welcome back. Number one Super Savings and Loan Society have again partnered with the PNG Defence Force to host the annual PNGD Have Remembrance Day Golf Challenge 2024 at the Royal Papuan Golf Club, Port Moresby. This is the second year Number One Super has come on board to sponsor this major event, signifying Defence Strong membership numbers with the Savings and Loan Society over many years. From this morning's registration, this year's participation is slightly more than 2023, with 44 teams of golfers registered compared to last year's 42, which was held at a Lay Golf Course.
Today's PNGDF Remembrance Golf Challenge is a prelude to this year's PNGDF Remembrance Day celebration scheduled for next week. Major partnership sponsor, Number One Super Savings and Loan Society, is again pleased to support the Golf Day Challenge for the second time since its inaugural tournament last year in Lay, where they had 42 teams of golfers from all Defence Force establishments around the country and their stakeholders. CEO John Solok said this event is held a week prior to the actual Remembrance Day next week and brings all the different Defence Force units together from far flank as Lombrum Naval Base, Igam Barracks, Moem Barracks, Taurama, Mari Barracks and Goldie River and ATW, enjoying their camaraderie playing golf to commemorate the significance of the PNGDF Remembrance Day, especially remembering their fallen comrades who have passed on. The celebrations will continue with other events and activities next week. Flight Lieutenant James Bronan of the Australian Air Force
was attached with the PNGDF Air Transport Wing under the Defence Force Cooperation Program, was part of the ATW team and was excited to come out and have a bit of fun playing golf with his comrades today. But more importantly, Lieutenant Bronan said this is pretty unique to get everybody out there to honor and remember those fallen comrades, which is always special.
Honestly, can't think of a better way of honouring, right? Yeah, honouring and remembering. Yeah. Really good opportunity to get everyone out here together. It's pretty unique, especially for the Port Moresby area. So yeah, hopefully make a great day of it. It's a really nice opportunity, especially when we can't think about the connected history of Australia with Papua New Guinea, especially going back to World War I, World War II. You know, we've got that mateship, we've got that history there, and it's really nice to have the opportunity to think about it. So.
New South Wales or Queensland?
Oh, Queensland, mate, Queensland. Lead Moray, lead good. Hopefully it's a bit better. Oh, sorry. Hopefully it's a bit better game than last time, right? So we'll see how we go.
Darren Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
Papua New Guinea went down by a goal, losing to Vanuatu 2-3 in the OFC Under-19 Men's Championships in Hapia, Samoa. A positive hand to the campaign for Vanuatu, who secured 7th place, while PNG will look back on a tournament that never really got it going for them. Following disappointing group stage showing for both sides, it presents an opportunity to end their campaign on a high and ensure direct qualifications to the next edition of the OFC Under-19 Men's Championship. The first half was an exciting affair, with both sides committed to pushing men forward in sweltering conditions. 2 more goals secured within minutes of each other swung the pendulum back and forth as both teams were locked 2-2 heading into half-time break. Both teams pushed ahead for a win, but Vanuatu kicked the winning goal in the dying 10 minutes to set the match. Coca-Cola in Papua New Guinea is thrilled to announce the new partnership with the Papua New Guinea Rugby Football League as the executive beverage partner for the National Rugby League competition. Since it's already midway through the season, Coca-Cola is pleased to commit 500,000 kina. The partnership begins with a 1-year agreement with the potential for future extensions.
The formal announcement of the Coca-Cola and Papua New Guinea Rugby Football League partnership took place at the Santos National Football Stadium on Friday, July 12th. It was attended by Coca-Cola PNG Sales and Commercial Director Tim Solly, PNG RFL Independent Director Lorna McPherson, and PNG RFL General Manager Pathway and Performance Tony Archer. Coca-Cola is making a big comeback to Rugby League with the latest announcement of its renewed partnership with the PNG NRLC. Mr. Solly said Coca-Cola is excited to be back partnering with the PNG RFL. They expect this partnership to be a strong and fruitful relationship moving forward, and what it would mean to the community at large. Coca-Cola last partnered with the PNG RFL approximately 5 years ago, just before the pandemic outbreak.
You know, we are, as I said, we are the beverage of choice, and rugby is the game of choice. So we're very excited to be back. We're looking to have a very strong and fruitful relationship moving forwards, not just here, but also with what this means for the communities out there, because this is ultimately all about the communities. It's about making sure communities come together. It's about finding opportunities for the youth to find meaningful things to do with their time and also find potential career pathways.
Speaking on behalf of PNG RFL Chairman and the Board, Independent Director Lorna McPherson was ecstatic to have Coca-Cola on board again. She said it is a fantastic commitment to Rugby League across the country. She said Coca-Cola's initial commitment of 500,000 kina is a testament to that commitment, adding more value and excitement to our game.
Today marks the start of a really long and a very strong partnership. You know, it's about working together for the communities.
It's about making sure that we really bring rugby league and develop it. We need to do more and more. There's so many exciting things across all the different streams in rugby across the country, all happening at this one time as well. The Digicel ExxonMobil Cup is just one of the exciting things that are going on. And that's what today, you know, you've came on board, you've realised it's very much a grassroots competition.
Yep.
And that's what's so important to us all as well today. So
In his welcome remarks, PNG RFL manager Pathway and Performance Tony Archer said he hopes this partnership will see rugby league heading in the right direction in Papua New Guinea, including being a vehicle for unifying this country.
The trajectory that we're going to take it in the next few years is a wonderful opportunity to draw everyone together and use rugby league as a vehicle for unifying this country, providing the qualities that we see to make everyone better for being connected with rugby league. So,
Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Roger Lee Vele from swimming and Gibson Mara from taekwondo are the flag bearers for Team PNG at the opening ceremony of the 2024 Paris Olympic Games set for the 26th of July. The special announcement was made on Tuesday by Olympian and PNG Chief de Mission to the Paris Games, Ryan Pinney.
Without further ado, I will announce that the flag bearers, so the female flag bearer will be Georgia Lee Vele from swimming. So she's had remarkable achievements and steadfast dedication to a sport, which makes her an exemplary representative of Team PNG. Her journey and inspiration to all athletes of Papua New Guinea, and we are excited to see her lead our delegation in Paris. Male flag bearer is Gibson Mara, and he is a newcomer to the sport, but nonetheless he is an incredible testament to his dedication and hard work. His story of perseverance and passion for Taekwondo is one that resonates with us all. He is extremely
A win by the PNG Hunters this Sunday against Sunshine Coast Falcons could elevate them to the 6th spot on the QRL Horseplus Cup points table. Currently, the Hunters trail in 7th place and share 22 points with Falcons. However, Falcons are leading on 91 points difference and sit in 6th place. A must win for the Hunters.
While there's a nice buzz in camp right now, following their most recent 2 consecutive wins, Hunters coach Paul Ayton expressed satisfaction towards the attitude and work team ethics of the boys, who are working hard every day despite many outside factors. Ayton said he's enjoying the season as coach. He's learned a lot, but he's lucky to have a good bunch of players and very easy to coach. While this weekend's round 19 clash would be a big game for the Hunters away from home, they're expecting nothing but the best, as they always do.
To be honest, I thought we'd be doing a little bit better, my honest opinion. Just from seeing, being involved with the Hunters and seeing the calibre of players that we have, and the boys know how I feel, and I think we all feel the same way. There's some games that we probably should have won that we didn't, and some that got away that we lost it for ourselves. So, including those, yeah, we might be a little bit higher, but I'm just happy, obviously, and blessed that we're even in this position. It's not near the end yet. We're not cemented in, so I've got to refocus, get back to training each day and winning each training session.
On the injury front, Ayton confirmed Valentine Richard is off for a nose injury, and Robert Matthias has still an outstanding visa issue, while Captain Ilalu should be cleared to make his return from concussion, as well as Clint Lama is back. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
This ends the sports segment. Over to you, Mary.
Thanks, Tracy. We'll now have the weather forecast. Southern, Port Moresby, Alotau and Daru, partly cloudy, mostly fine. Momase, Lae, Medan and Wewak, partly cloudy with some rain showers. New Guinea Islands, scattered showers and thunderstorms with areas of rain over Manus. Highlands, Goroka, Bans and Kundiawa, partly cloudy, mostly fine with some showers and possible thunderstorm. Coral Sea, seas smooth with south to southwest winds of 5 to 10 knots. Solomon and Bismarck Seas is light to moderate with southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border, to Daru, to Kiwai Islands, to Kerma, to Yule Island, to Hood Point, to Samarai Island, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. Waters of Finchafen through Vitia Strait to CSA Long Islands, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters, rising to 2.5 meters at times along warning areas. And waters of Medan to Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters. And that ends this edition of TV1 News. Have a pleasant evening. Bye for now.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.